welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for those who have subscribed. I'm back again with a part 2 of my pregnancy journey. So let's dive in straight into story time. So I got pregnant around sometime in May. When I got pregnant, I was really scared of even taking the pregnancy test at first because I was not sure of how I was going to handle the reality of the matter. And it wasn't like a planned pregnancy. Me and my partner, we were talking about it, but we were not like thinking of doing it. So when it happened, I wasn't sure how he was going to handle it. So it was like a roller coaster of emotions, back and forth. I didn't know how I was going to handle the whole situation because I was still in school, having to involve my parents, and they're not here with me, of course. And then, you know, this is a whole different country, so there was a lot of things in my head at that moment, honestly, that I was not very sure of. So I remember the day I wanted to take the pregnancy test and make sure that I am pregnant. I was with my friends and they were like, you know what? One of my friends was like, you know what? We're going to do this today and see if you're really pregnant. We start knowing from today you are pregnant, you know. And my friends are really positive and I really appreciate them for the whole time because honestly they were like my support system the whole pregnancy journey until to the time I gave birth until now. So one of my friends rushed to the pharmacy, bought the pregnancy test kit, and she came back with it and she's like, okay, moment of truth, here we go. So I went with it to the bathroom, you know, did the deed. Yo, like that time, it's the worst time ever. So when I was waiting for the result, came positive, of course. I didn't know how to react. I just started crying. And then I went back with the pregnancy kit, showed my friends. And like, oh my God, congratulations, all that. But the congratulations in my head, I'm like, oh, like, now what? Because me, in reality, I was thinking, now what? I was just trying to find the right way to show my partner and all that. But surprisingly, he knew that I was pregnant, and when I showed him, he wasn't even surprised. He was like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he took it the right way. He was so positive about it. I really thank God for that. And from there on, now we started planning how we're going to tell our parents and involve our family members, you know. So then that was another test. Like, how are we going to say it? How long should we wait? I remember I was, I think, 12 weeks pregnant at that time. And it was almost my boyfriend's birthday. And we didn't know should we tell our parents before his birthday or tell them right now or just wait until they see like my belly start popping. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't because it would be like the worst punishment ever, especially to my parents knowing that they are far away from me. I didn't want them to miss such an opportunity for them knowing that they are expecting a grandchild. So first it started with his parents. And I remember that day we're eating dinner. My boyfriend just starts asking, so mom, so how would you feel if you became a grandma? And then my mother-in-law is like, I mean, I'm already a grandma. You mean? I mean, what if you were going to expect another grandchild? And then she's like, that's good. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And then I'm like, I'm stepping on his foot. I'm like, don't do it. Don't say it right now. Don't say it right now. Usiseme. But eventually he did. And he did it in a very vague way. But I think my mother-in-law kind of got the information, but she just pretended she didn't understand. And then she looked at me, she looked at him. I'm like, I'm nodding my head like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then my boyfriend is like, yeah, so Diana is pregnant. We're expecting a child. What? At that point, I was really scared of her opinion because our relationship was so fresh. We had just started dating like 2 months. I think it was 2 months, yeah. We were so fresh and we had just moved in together. So at that moment I was so scared of what she would have said about me getting pregnant ASAP in like a fresh relationship. but she didn't take it in a wrong way. She was so happy. In fact, she was like, wow, yeah, that's good. Now we start planning. And as soon as we told her, now she just started go ahead 9 months later, just like me. We need to start planning. Where will the baby be sleeping? We need to start buying a few things, and so on and so on. So from there on, that was checklist done. My mother-in-law told, now how about my parents? My dad is an aggressive person. So the easiest person I could have gotten to was my mother. And the fact that when I came to the United States, my bond with my mother became really, really strong, and I started sharing with her like everything, how I was feeling, my deepest thoughts, my deepest fears, what I'm going through every single day, so having to break out the information to her wasn't that hard. So I just called her and I was like, Mom, what would you do if you found out I was pregnant? Would you be angry? Would you be mad? She was like, no, and I'm the firstborn. So my mom I think she was kind of anxious after all. And I had already introduced my boyfriend to my parents and all that, and I'm like, okay. And she's like, don't tell me you're pregnant. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I'm pregnant. And she's like, oh my gosh, alianza kupiga vigelegele kwa simu. She's like, hey, Mungu ni mwema, nini. And in my head, I'm like, why is everyone taking this information so positively? I honestly didn't expect it, because in Africa, you get pregnant while you're in school. You haven't a beg. So to me, I was confused. I'm like, okay, this is the second person in our checklist, and she's so happy about it. Okay, now the Simba person that's left is my dad. Ooh. Hey. That one, we took a long time to tell him, honestly. I think we told him when I was almost 4 months. Because, hey, we had to think of ways, strategies every single day. Like, are we going to call him and tell him? Or should my boyfriend call him and tell him? Or should we just tell my mom, give my mom a go ahead and be like, Mom, go tell him. Or tell my mother-in-law to talk to him, like the opposite parents, from the different families, talk about it and come to an agreement. Eventually my mother-in-law helped us tell him, because I remember that day I just told my mother-in-law, I was like, Mom, I don't think I want to hide this from my dad anymore, because I talk to him every day, and I feel like if I tell him, however he's going to take the news, we'll handle it from there. But I just feel like I need to let him know what's happening in my life right now and what's going on. And she was like, okay, I'll find a way of how I'm going to tell him. Okay. So my mother-in-law called him. I wasn't there, but as to what she told me, she called him. She was like, hey, habari ya jioni, nini, mnaendeleaje, all those salamos. So, and then she was like, hey, unajua sisi sasa tunakaribia kuwa mababu na mabibi. My dad was like, yeah, that's a blessing, we are praying for that. Our kids are wamekutana, so they're going to have a beautiful relationship and our families. So my dad didn't kind of get it that I was pregnant there and then, like, that's the information. And my mother-in-law said, hey, yeah, we're about to be grandparents, and if we are grandparents now, so we need to really, create a good bond with our families. These are our children, we need to guide them. My dad kind of got the gist, but she was like, no, I need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Who is the horse? Me. And the way, my dad called me the same day. I think like literally a few minutes after the phone call with my mother-in-law. And then he was like, how are you? I'm fine. Unaendeleaje na shule vizuri? How is everything good? Mko okay? So, kuna information I've been gisted but I haven't been given the correct information, so I want to find it out from you. What's going on? I'm like, kusu, about what? Yeah, I've been told Nini, you and Nikki, what's going on? What's the plan? And I'm like, nothing. See, we're just staying together. And then my dad was like, Diana, you better just open up and tell me the truth. So I was like, okay, dad, I'm sorry, but you know, you have to start with an apology. I'm like, Dad, I'm sorry. I don't know how to tell you this. I know you're going to be worried if you're going to be angry with me, but I'm really sorry. But Dad, you know, Kujuma Mdomo was real. And beating around the bush, iyo bush tulipiga. But I had to crack up the news for him. I was like, Dad, I'm pregnant. You know, Dad never... I believe, honestly, I don't know. My dad never shows emotions at that moment. But he's going to, later on, he's going to like show you how happy he is. But at that moment, he's not going to be like, yeah, oh my God. No. Because it's, okay. Ayo ni vizuri, miezi mingapi saizi? Like how many months? I'm like 3 months going to 4. Tunamshukuru Mungu. We thank God. That's a good thing. That's a blessing. And I was like, okay. I couldn't tell whether he was angry and mad at me or he was appreciating the news. I couldn't tell. So what I did was, I was just like, okay, Dad, Basi, I'll talk to you later, just to cut the story short. And I hung up the phone. I took like the longest minute to take a breath, because I was like, now my checklist is done. The rest ni kuambia, yo, I'm pregnant. But that one, anywho, moving forward. So after we had told our parents, all of our parents, that, and like our important relatives, that, you know, this is what's happening in our lives, the reactions that we got made us really happy and encouraged us. And at that point, I stopped being scared. I stopped having the fear of, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? How about this? How about that? No, now I started just thinking the reality about, like, I'm about to bring a baby into this world. I need to be positive. I need to take care of myself. I need to eat well. I need to do this. If I see anything, I need to save up, start buying stuff for the child. You know, that's what I started thinking about. And honestly speaking, I would say it's this pregnancy, my pregnancy journey, from the moment I shared my information with every single person to the moment I delivered the baby, everything was so smooth. Everything was so smooth. I was so happy my whole pregnancy. I mean, of course, the mood swings and all that, but my whole pregnancy was so peaceful. I was happy. I had a good time. And my gender reveal, and then, you know, to even make it worse, it was because I think I had peace, because with COVID, I didn't have that pressure of people seeing me when I'm pregnant. Gender reveal, I just want to thank my friend Angela, because she's the one who came up with the whole idea. When I went for my usual doctor appointments, and the day we had to find the gender, I was like, no, don't tell me the gender. I want to do a gender reveal party. Where are you going to do the gender reveal party with COVID? My friend. And that was the time there was a lockdown. If you gather, see how many people in your houses, the cops, 911 on the So my friend was like, you know what, we're not going to call a lot of people. I know you want a huge gender reveal, but this is what you're going to do, a small one, so that we know whether you're expecting a boy or a girl, and we start buying things ASAP. And my friend came up with a whole idea. I'm just going to show you, at the end of the video, I'll show you how we find out the gender of our baby. So she organized everything. I was team boy, my boyfriend was team girl. We had gone to shop for pink and blue outfits. I ended up choosing myself a pink outfit and for him a blue outfit. And then when we come home, I'm like, oh yeah, you wanted a girl, I wanted a boy, now what? He's like, no, just give me that I'll wear. And it was a pink crop top. It's so cute. It's so cute. I'll just attach everything to at the end of the video so you guys will see what I'm talking about. And he had to wear the crop top, and I wore the blue Nike t-shirt. The gender reveal was there, and whoop, we was getting a girl. She's so pretty. So when I found out I was having a girl, I was so excited. We were so happy. Oh my god, it was a moment of happiness. I called my brother, I called my dad, my mom. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm getting a girl. My mom was my mom, I just say my mom took every news with vigelegele kwa hewa. She was so happy. And then at that point, I just discovered that my dad had started telling my aunties that, yeah, Dan is expecting a child. So I would receive random congratulations. I'm like, oh yeah, she knows. So that's how I knew my dad was really happy about me having a baby. I will end my video at that point. Watch out for part 3, where I'll let you know how I got into labor, getting to the hospital, delivering my baby girl, and having to be discharged and come back home. And then you guys, please keep on subscribing and sharing my videos. And after this, anytime soon, I will be revealing my beautiful baby girl to you guys so we can all be a family. Thank you guys. Bye.